What is that, a camera too?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yes, yes. But we are with one of our own, Sparta's own local authors, Ed DeRousse, who has published his first book, The Adventures of the Common Man, which, by the way, was our first book signing here at the library, and we were able to do that on the day you released the book.
Yes.
Which was very exciting, very exciting. And we are excited for your next book, which maybe next year?
Should be. It's been approved. It's at publishers, and they're just waiting for me to give them the approval
To go
to do
forward.
the process, yes.
So it won't be much longer, that
Hope not.
we'll be having another book signing.
Absolutely.
And people better come, that's all. I'll be giving my own little interview later and telling people what they've missed today, because it is great. The O'Fallon's Writer Guild, this is really a great organization, and you being the vice president.
Yep.
And what would you say with the Writers Guild is one of the things you get out of as a writer? What do you get?
Well, being a new writer, new author, I was looking for some way to kind of help me
Yeah.
get the word out.
Yeah.
And I've looked at other areas, and being from a small town, there's nothing in this town. So I expanded, and you probably know by now, but the O'Fallon Writers Guild is relatively new.
Yeah.
And met Jerry, the president. It was kind of his conception, and I don't know that when I did a workshop at O'Fallon,
Okay.
my publishing
Yes.
manuscript workshop, I did it there, and the young lady there said that they were thinking about, and it hadn't happened yet, but they were thinking about getting a writers guild started, and I told her to let me know. She did. And the thing that's neat about the O'Fallon Writers Guild is that even though we're relatively new, the main core of people has gotten bigger. And
that's great.
I think a year and a half we've been going now.
Wow.
And, I think actually this is another first for Sparta,
Yes.
because the O'Fallon Writers Guild chose this library to have their first mass
Right.
authors fair. We've been to other places, but not as just singly the group. We went to craft fairs and
Sure.
participated and rotated in and out. But this is the first place we thought we'd do this, because I knew the library, were really energetic about that. But we're going to do some more too,
That'll be
and that's the
great.
other thing. Exposure, if up north,
Right.
St. Louis area, we have a St. Louis area author
Yes.
here as part of our group, Chester and me, and we're now critiquing each other's work. The last meeting we were at, Jerry brought in a piece of his work. He actually emailed it to us in advance so that we
Wow.
could look at it, and we critiqued it. So, isn't that what we want?
Exactly,
We want
that
to be able to have
feedback.
feedback. So, and now we're doing that. We've had an authors contest for, yeah. It's I think it was junior high level. I'm not exactly sure about that. But it was for O'Fallon kids, and the theme was, what do you think O'Fallon's going to look like 20 years from now? Isn't that an awesome topic?
That is a great topic.
And we had some really good feedback. We actually presented trophies for the first time, and we had some interesting entries.
Wow.
And and that's just another way to get the youth involved.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, it's really it's doing what we want it to do.
That is awesome. And I think going back to your publishing workshops, and again, for the Guild to have writers contest, it is so important, because there are so many aspiring writers out there, or people who maybe think they can do it, but they just need that little bit of encouragement, and to realize they're not alone. This is not, and that's why, like I said, with your workshops, your publishing workshops, I think they're awesome, which we've done that one here before.
One of the first ones.
Yep, I forgot about that, yeah, wow. Well, we've done a lot. Ed.
Yes,
We've done a lot.
you've done a lot for me, so I appreciate it.
But I think, again, I think there's so many folks out there, and that's why I get really excited about your events like that, because the ability for people to network and get to talk and say, okay, you can do this. These are some of the growing pains we've had. You know, watch out for this. You might want to try it this way, however it might be. And then, you know, the whole aspect of publishing. I mean, writing is a job within itself. But as you've learned, the publishing and marketing of your book, that's a whole nother career.
If you are a writer, that's the easy part.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting people to become aware of what you're doing
Exactly.
is another thing. You write for different reasons. You know, you write because you like to.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and you know, you write for the family pat on the back. But sometimes you do things, and most of us, I think, in this room today, feel we've done some really good writing, and we really do want to share it with others.
Right.
And, I mean, that's a good thing about writing. But that's also the most difficult part of it. Is, you know, it took me 2 months to write my book, just 2 months.
Wow.
And here it is. Yeah, and here I'm, you know, 3 years later, I'm in the third year of this.
Yeah.
I'm marketing.
I mean, but you haven't given up, and I think that persistence is so important, and again, something people need to understand, and don't give up. Just because something doesn't work the first time,
Right.
do it differently the next time. You know.
I imagine you've got this respect for all our authors here. They really,
Ed, nice meeting you. Thank you.
Take care.
they
Thank you
really
so much.
like the,
See you soon.
they really appreciate the opportunity just to get out and, you know, share their works with people.
Yeah, and we
That
love
was
that
important to do.
it came out, and again, I think it's one of those things, after doing it and talking about it and trying to, how shall I say, touch base with our media opportunities, you know, to let them know what they missed. And hopefully then the next time, it'll work out better. I don't know quite what we would do differently next time. I don't know if the time of the week, I don't know.
I'm not sure. We'll talk about it, but I know that I've talked with all the guild members, and every one of them told you I was hoping we would get more of a response.
yeah.
But none of them, they're really tickled they were able to come here, because it was
It's
so.
great. It's great. And I just, you know, again, to think about for next time, because I don't, again, just because it hasn't turned out what we want it to, doesn't mean it isn't successful.
I'm sure there's some things that we could do a little different for the next time. I know we talked on the radio, and I think that was a good interview.
I think it was a great, and
You can't help it that the radio station had lightning strike that day.
I know.
We might have had some call-ins, you know.
And I really thought, I know, we have been trying to promote this. The Moody's sign was broken, so they couldn't put it up. The radio station, they had to tape our interview and play it. And I actually thought playing it closer to the event would work out better. What else? Oh, the newspapers didn't put it in.
Not this week.
Not
last
this week.
And then they
Last-
didn't put in, I sent them some information about each individual book.
Right,
You know.
right. But again, we'll just keep trying.
Oh, yeah,
We'll keep
sure.
trying,
Yeah.
we'll keep trying.
This is a
and-
good event. I really think that
Oh, I think,
people have the opportunity to talk to authors. And
exactly.
as you say, what's in their brain to make them write that? Where did they get it? Where did the inspiration come? How am I, as a reader, how am I going to benefit from this?
Exactly,
Because
exactly.
you're not going to be able to, and the way the technology is going now,
Yeah,
it's going to be harder and harder to touch and feel this thing,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I think one of the things I think about now is, my book now is you can download it. I don't know if
Okay.
I told you that.
No,
You can. It's downloadable through Tate.
okay.
If you go to the Tate website,
To the
they
publisher.
actually now, one of the latest marketing things that they have is they're going to give me, I'm going to purchase some chips.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to have it, sell it with my book. And if you don't want this, if you don't want to hold it, but you want to download it on your netbook, I'll sell you my chip. Or whatever it is that they have. So, you know, all you do is you go to Tate website, you type in the code, and your book gets downloaded on one of these things,
Right,
and you can read it. The thing I haven't figured out yet is, I sign my books,
right.
you know,
You,
it kind of takes
are
that
you
away
gonna
from
be
it.
able to sign the chip?
I don't know,
That
work on that.
is,
But that's something I have now, so I'm gonna have it. I was thinking about getting it here
that
for
would
this
be
one.
neat.
But
That would
it
be
is
neat.
available right now. If you don't want to buy it, if you don't want to touch the book, you can buy it through Tate and buy it that way. It's cheaper. That's the other reason people go to that, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, because the startup, I mean, to get a reader, like, this is the iPad 2. Well, it was on sale. You know, if it wasn't on sale, we would have never gotten it. And I think, and, you know, in rural communities, I think one of the things is, I mean, the poverty level is so much
Right.
lower. So what might be big everywhere else isn't gonna necessarily,
Right.
because it's an economic scheme.
And that's kind of why I think books are, and some aren't going to go out completely because some people, and my wife's one of them.
Yeah, they wanna hold that book. They want to.
Right.
They want to. And that's really interesting. And it's gonna be also interesting to see how the publishers all respond to this. Because some publishers, they won't do ebooks because they are not comfortable with the market. But, you know, what Tate's doing and having the chip, now I can see that being something, because again, it's something tangible, you can't break into, you
Right.
know.
I don't know whether it's a chip or not. I think I saw the word email chip. But even if it's not, it's something that I can hand them and say,
Right.
you take this, the code is on it, you give it to Tate and they'll download your book.
Right.
So it's still a book.
Right,
So,
right.
and actually they say I make more that way
I bet.
than this.
I bet.
don't know, but that's something that Tate offers.
Right, that is great, because usually, because one of the things we're gonna get here at the library, hopefully by the end of August, keep having to push it off, is downloadable books, and we have to join a consortium to do that. And a big third-party vendor handles all of that, and they deal with all the publishers, and then, you know, we buy those things. And that's how we get our downloadable books. But this is something where we don't have to be part of a consortium, we don't have to be part, you know, deal with that big vendor. I mean, we can come to you as the author.
Right, like if you had one, you could put one on your computer
Yeah,
there and
yeah,
they
yeah.
could sit at the computer and read it.
And even, I don't know, maybe you could get it that, you know,
didn't know about that.
where the publisher, you know, that they would let you check it out so many times and the code still would be good. Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know how that would look and feel, but it's something to be looking towards, so.
Well, I want to let you know that I really appreciate
Oh,
you giving
this
us
is
this
great.
opportunity.
Oh,
So,
it's been fun.
so,
Everybody has such a great story, and has just put their heart and soul into this. And again, Sparta, everybody missed out. You missed out on something great, but we will try this again.
I'll
When
let
you
them know
guys,
that the offer's there.
the offer